All right, we are live. It is Erick Fedde on the mound today for the Cardinals. He uses 38% sinkers, 27% cutters, 25% sweepers, and 10% changeups. Here are his run value numbers. Not a lot going in his favor this year. Pretty high walk rate, pretty low strikeout rate. Balls are hit hard. Doesn't give up too many barrels, though, and the ground ball rate is decent, so hopefully he can keep up that low ERA at just 3.54 and the positive value due to the defense behind him and just the ability to get out of tough innings with that 1.3 whip. It is a weird lineup today from the Cardinals, while the Cubs still bring their A game to try to take a game in this series. It is Happ in left, Tucker in right, and Crow Armstrong in center for the Cubs. They pretty much have the same lineup as usual. The Cardinals are trying something new. They have Garrett Hampson in center field. He was picked up off waivers from the Reds. With Burleson in right, Donovan in left, so that means Newt Barr's getting the day off. Jordan Walker just hit the IL, so we're going to get a chance to see Hampson. And Victor Scott is also getting the day off today. The infield has Sajasi at second because Donovan's playing in left and Pozo behind the plate. So it is a very unorthodox lineup from the Cardinals. First pitch, low and in, driven out to right field. Back is Burleson, and it is 1-0 Cubs after the first pitch of the game. A solo bomb from Ian Happ. So one pitch, one homer in this one. Fedde just missed with a fastball, left it low and in. It's a spot Happ can go down and get him. He pulled it out to right field for a homer. So the Cardinals trail immediately. Burleson unable to get to that one as it rode out into the seats. So here is the second pitch of the game from Fedde, the first to Tucker. It is in there for strike one with the cutter. And now we get to settle in. Tucker with a 921 OPS this year, 15 homers. Trying to start something in this first inning after Happ's homer. Sweeper missed outside, it's 1-1. So I was rudely interrupted by a home run from Happ, but the rest of the Cardinal infield, it is Pozo behind the plate, Gorman playing DH, Arenado at third, Sajasi at second, Contreras at first, Wynn at short, with Hampson in center, Burleson in right, and Donovan in left. So that is the full Cardinal lineup today. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Tucker. Just caught the outside corner with a cutter. That was a great pitch from Fedde. It's 2-2. Cardinal pitchers do tend to struggle in the first inning. We've seen it from Michaelis. Here's the 2-2 to Tucker. Fouled back at 85. Still 2-2. That was a sweeper right down the middle. The Cubs are starting with McGuire behind the plate today, so basically the exact same lineup as yesterday. Here's the 2-2 from Fedde. Ground ball. It's called foul over down the first base line. It was a close one. Tucker does have 7 two-strike homers this year, so this at-bat is far from over. The count remains 2-2. Fedde looking for his first out of the game, as Happ started this one off with a solo bomb. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Missed downstairs with the changeup. The count is now full on Tucker. On deck is Seiya Suzuki. He homered in the game yesterday. Here's the 3-2 pitch from Fedde. Got him with a cutter on the outside corner. Tucker caught looking. And there's one out in the top of the first. So that will bring up Seiya Suzuki, who's getting the start at DH today. Cubs bringing their A lineup once again, trying to bounce back from a rough start to the series. The first pitch is in there for a strike with the sweeper. It's 0-1. Seiya Suzuki has 21 homers on the year. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss on a sinker above the zone. Has an 862 OPS with an average sitting at 262. The 0-2 pitch missed outside with the sinker, 1-2. Fedde delivers the 1-2 pitch, popped up. That one's going to be playable in right field. Thomas Sajaci makes the call and the grab for out number 2. So that's going to bring up Pete Crow Armstrong. He had a very interesting game yesterday. Did end up getting a single in that 9th inning. He had 2 hits in the game, but he cost the Cubs dramatically with a 1-out catch in center field, where he forgot how many outs there were and allowed Mason Wynn to score from second on a sac fly. As Fedde misses outside with the cutter, it's 1-0. Second pitch to Crow Armstrong is outside again with the changeup, 2-0. So Crow Armstrong hitting 273 this year and 873 OPS, playing great defense in center and stealing over 20 bases. The 2-0. Caught the inside corner with the cutter. It's 2-1. The 2-1 pitch from Fedde. Goes down and pops it up. That one's going to be playable in center. And the catch is made by Hampson in his first game. He gets to wear number 13, just like Matt Carpenter did. So maybe he'll channel some of that energy. It's going to be Donovan, Wynn, and Burleson for the Cardinals in the bottom half, trailing by a run. Oh yeah, sorry about that. Matthew Boyd. He's been a little bit above average so far this year. 1.14 whip, 2.84 ERA. Soft contact, pretty good strikeout rate, very low walk rate. Doesn't get a lot of swing and miss, which is good. Does get a lot of chase though, so it'll be long at bats, fouling things off outside the zone. I think that's something the Cardinals are used to. Also doesn't get a lot of ground balls, so maybe the Cardinals can barrel him up or extend at bats long enough that they can find a pitch to drive in the air, maybe find a gap. At least get a decent launch angle, because that's why that expected batting average is about average despite weak contact. It's because the launch angles are probably pretty good. But in general, Boyd has been pretty good over the course of this season. See if the top of the Cardinals order can get to him. All right. The game is back. We are in the bottom half of the first. We already went through the Cubs order, but it is Bush at first, Horner at second, Shaw at third, with Swanson at short. Here's Boyd's first pitch to Donovan. In there for strike one with a fastball at the top of the zone. It's 0-1. He uses 47% four-seam fastballs, 23% changeups, 16% sliders, and 10% curves. The 0-1 to Donovan. Fastball low and in, fouled off, 0-2. Has a little bit of an interesting arm slot, and that's what makes his more standard pitch mix easier to use. Behind the plate is Reese McGuire. The 0-2 pitch Ground ball over the right-hand side. That one's going to be easily playable at second. And the play is made by Horner. The DH today is Seiya Suzuki. It is Happ in left, Crow Armstrong in center, Tucker in right. So with one out and nobody on in a 1-0 ball game in favor of the Cubs. With nobody on base, Mason Wynn steps up to the plate. First pitch to Wynn. He's right down the middle, but he pops it up. Easily playable in center, and the catch is made by Crow Armstrong. So 2 outs, nobody on for Alec Burleson. Another lefty-lefty matchup here at the 3-hole. Burleson with the 4th highest average against left-handed pitchers as a left-handed hitter in the National League at 289. So we'll see if he can keep that going here. The first pitch from Boyd to Burleson. Right down the middle at 94, taken for a strike. It's 0-1. Burleson does have 9 homers in 69 games. The 0-1 pitch is up and in, fouled back, 0-2. So Boyd has been really, really efficient so far in this inning. Only 6 pitches thrown, 2 outs recorded, and it's 0-2 on Burleson. The 0-2 pitch goes down and grounds this one to second base. Horner makes the play. Oh, and it is dropped at first by Bush. So an error on the Cubs in the first, and Burleson will reach. So we'll see what happened here. Horner kind of shooed the throw at his foot, but it definitely should have been caught. Bush just unable to squeeze that one. Ball gets past his glove, and that allows Burleson to reach first base. So with 1 man on and 2 men out, it'll be Wilson Contreras against Boyd. He has the platoon advantage here. 248 average this season, 751 OPS. The first pitch, instead they check on Burleson. So that's the first disengagement for the Cubs. And the first disengagement of the at-bats. We'll see if he can force a couple more of those. Burleson's not really a threat to run anyway. The first pitch to Contreras. Outside, gets the call with the fastball. It is 0-1. Contreras does have a homer in his career against the Cubs, his former team. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Boyd. Fastball inside, gets the call again, so the outsides of the plate painted by Boyd there. It's 0-2. Contreras looking for his 11th home run of the year, or his 51st RBI if he can put one in the gap right now. 2 outs, Burleson on first. The 0-2 to Contreras is low and away with the changeup, 1-2. So Boyd had to throw double-digit pitches this inning as a result of that error. This is going to be pitch number 11 for Matthew Boyd. The 1-2 to Contreras. Missed downstairs again, that time with the changeup. It is 2-2. So a nice at-bat from Contreras after the error allowed Burleson to reach. Here's the 12th pitch of the game for Boyd, the 2-2. Instead, they check on Burleson. So that's 2 disengagements by Matthew Boyd. If there was ever a chance to steal a base with Burleson, maybe this would be it. But that being said, one more ball, and he'd get a head start anyway. So I wouldn't take that risk. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Wilson Contreras. Swing and a miss on a fastball above the zone. Down goes Contreras. And the Cardinals go 1-2-3-4 in the first after an error. Still no hits. All right, so interesting first inning. It's going to be Dansby Swanson due up first for the Cubs with a 1-0 lead. So we'll grab Swanson. That's how he's been doing this year. And I do want to take a look at some of these past matchups. Hap had a pretty bad history in his career against Fedde, while Tucker Sayat and Pete Crow Armstrong were all good against Fedde in their careers. So turning that around, bringing everyone back to their average. Dansby with a 798 OPS against Fedde and a 1.4 for Michael Busch. So a couple of threatening hitters to lead off this upcoming inning before Horner and Shaw, who have had no success, although Shaw has never faced Fedde. So watch out for McGuire, watch out for Busch, a little bit of Dansby as well. And then if we go to the Cardinals against Boyd, very limited sample, but not a lot of success throughout the whole lineup. Arenado probably, only 1 for 5. Let's see. I mean, the most success came from Mason Wynn, but almost nothing here to be excited about. So we'll stick with the history for Fedde, which is pretty bad against the Cubs. As a lineup, the Cardinals only have 2 hits against Boyd and no home runs, so that's not a great sign. All right, first pitch to Swanson, caught the upper outside corner with the sinker. It's 0-1. Fedde trying to settle back in. He's at pitch number 19 in the game. The 0-1 is in there for strike 2 with the cutter. It's 0-2 on Swanson. Swanson has a career 798 OPS against Erick Fedde. And a 706 OPS on the season. The 0-2 pitch from Fedde to Swanson. Way outside with the sweeper. A diving stop made by Pozo, even though he didn't need to. And it's still 1-2. I guess still a 2-strike count. It is now 1-2. The 1-2 pitch to Swanson. Fouled back on a sinker up and away. Still 1-2. So we'll see if Fedde can put Swanson away here. He does have 7 strikeouts against Fedde in his career. The 1-2 pitch. That one driven high in the air to right center field. And it is down and bounces into the Cardinal bullpen. So it's a ground rule double for Swanson to lead off the second. Not a terrible pitch from Fedde. A fastball up and away, but he kept it in the zone. It's definitely not what he was trying to do. And Swanson was able to go out there and put the barrel on it. Nothing the Cardinal outfield could do about that one. It dropped on the warning track for extra bases. So with Swanson on second and nobody out, here's the first pitch to Michael Busch. It is outside with the cutter, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch from Fedde. Fouled back, 1-1. Jordan Walker did go on the IL earlier today, so he is unavailable to play right field. We're going to see Burleson out there a lot. And against the lefty Boyd, the Cardinals decided to try Hampson in center. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Fedde. Outside with the sweeper, 2-1. So a man on second with nobody out in this second inning. The Cubs already lead 1-0, and Busch is up with nobody out. The 2-1 pitch is fouled back, 2-2. Busch does have 12 homers on the year. 44 runs batted in with an 856 OPS. has not had a good series so far. We'll see if Fedde can shut him down again. The 2-2 pitch to Michael Busch. Goes down and rips this one into right center field. Another base hit for the Cubs. Swanson's going to come around to score, and it is 2-0 Cubs in the second. That one was just a single for Busch. Luckily, Hampson was able to get over there and cut it off, but this was a hanging cutter low and away. Easy pitch to go ahead and go and get your barrel on, and that's what he did. Great job by Hampson to cut that off in front of the wall and prevent extra bases. But with a man on first and nobody out, the Cubs already lead 2-0. The first pitch to Nico Hoerner is driven into right center. Hampson able to make a running catch out in right center to prevent a double from Hoerner there. Great job by Hampson. That is out number one. The ball seems to have a way of finding you when you have a new position. Hampson having to make 3 plays in a row in center field. That one a nice catch for the out as Victor Scott claps from the bench. So with 1 out and a man on first, here's the first pitch to Matt Shaw. Low and in with the sinker, it's 1-0. Cardinals' work is cut out for them already. They're down by 2 runs. Shaw starting at third base today. The 1-0 pitch is in there with the sweeper below the zone. Gets the call from the umpire. It's 1-1. Good job by Pozo to frame that one. Shaw is yet to ground into a double play this season. Here's the 1-1 from Fedde. Swing and a miss on a cutter right down the middle. Shaw took a massive hack at that one, but swung right under it. So maybe it didn't break as much as he expected. 1 out, man on first. The 1-2 pitch from Fedde. Low and away with the sweeper. That one's popped into center field. Easy play for Sajaci to range back and make for out number 2. So it is 2 outs now with a man on first for Reese McGuire as the Cubs still lead 2-0. Fedde about to throw his 30th pitch of the game. 30 pitches through 2 innings. Sorry, I didn't update. His 33rd pitch of the game. First pitch is outside with the cutter. It's 1-0. McGuire hitting .238 this season, does have 4 homers and an .821 OPS. The 1-0. Swing and a miss with the changeup outside. It's 1-1. Obviously, he's been backing up one of the best hitting catchers in baseball in Carson Kelly. So not a whole lot of sample size to continue to build that OPS. The 1-1 from Fedde. Just outside with the sweeper. It's 2-1. Looks like I'm a little bit behind. I'm going to try to catch up in just a moment. 2-1 pitch is grounded foul down the right field line. It's 2-2. Fedde wants a new baseball. Takes his first disengagement of the at-bat. Yeah, we are all live at this point. A lot of break there in this McGuire at-bat. The 2-2 pitch with 2 outs in the second. Goes down and fouls that one off. It's still 2-2. Let's make sure. Alrighty. Cardinals are playing with 3 men up the middle against McGuire. He probably doesn't go the other way very often. Here is the 2-2 pitch. Goes up and smokes this one high in the air to right field. Burleson is back at the track, and it is gone. A 2-run homer for Reese McGuire on a pitch way above the zone. And it is 4-0 Cubs in the second inning. That one 98 miles an hour off the bat. Let's take a look at the type of pitch here. Looks like it had a little bit of a break. It was the cutter at the top of the zone. Allowed him to barrel it way above the zone. And that one flew right out of here. It's 4-0. So that's going to go all the way through the lineup. Here comes Ian Happ for his second at-bat of the day. He already has a solo homer. And the Cubs lead by 4 really, really early in this one. The 0-1 pitch. Fouled back. Off the glove of Pozo, it's 0-2. Cardinals are playing Happ to pull here. The 0-2 pitch. Miss low and away with the changeup, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Just outside with the cutter, it is 2-2. Happ does have a 762 OPS, 12 homers on the year. One of those came his last time up. The 2-2, swing and a miss on a sweeper low and in. Down goes Happ, but not before a big 2-run home run. Puts the Cubs up 4-0 off the bat of Reese McGuire. All right, so it is the second. It's going to be Arenado, Sajasi, Gorman, Pozo, Hampson. I'm going to go ahead and just pull up Hampson because we have never seen him outside of his time with the Reds. It is nice to get a guy with a walk rate at 16.7%, the on-base percentage over 300. Also doesn't chase very much, doesn't whiff very often. So you would think he wouldn't strike out. But he strikes out at a 26.7% clip. And his contact numbers are very tough. Let's see. Back in 2023, he was a positive player. Still didn't really make great contact. Launch angle was much better. Trying to figure out, was he good at some point? How did he get so many years in the bigs? I guess, good defense, good sprint speed. He was one of the fastest men in baseball. Is he still fast? Not quite. He's still fast, but not elite speed like he was last season. So maybe he'll pick it up. He would be due up 5th in this upcoming inning. So, the speed can create opportunities for you at the big league level. It's Arenado due up first. Let's see what the Cardinals can get going in this second inning. First pitch from Boyd to Arenado. He is up and away with the fastball, 1-0. Cardinals have a lot of work to do in this one. Trailing by 4 runs this early in the game. Working some at-bats could make a huge difference against Boyd as he misses with the changeup inside. It's 2-0. It's going to be Arenado, Sajasi, and Gorman due up for the Cardinals here. Arenado way ahead in the count now. Here's the 2-0 pitch from Boyd. Driven high in the air to left field, but it is just foul. So it is 2-1. The 2-1 pitch to Arenado That one popped up. That one's going to be playable in left. Ian Happ is out there, makes the grab for out number 1. Arenado at 10 home runs on the year, unable to connect there. Thomas Saggese due up next. He's hitting .333 with an .832 OPS. But his sample is pretty limited at the big league level. A lot of infield hits for him. He was acquired from Texas in the Montgomery trade. The first pitch. He is fouled back on a fastball at the top of the zone, 0-1. So JC does have 1 home run on the year. It was in Boston. The 0-1 pitch to Saggese. He is driven foul. It's 0-2. It's interesting. The broadcast has Saggese at a .313 batting average with a .792 OPS, which to me seems more accurate. So I don't know who's right between MLB.com and the broadcast, but it is what it is. The 0-2 pitch from Boyd. Just outside with the sinker, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch goes down and pops this one into left field. Another easy play for Happ. He basically stands still and makes the catch for out number 2. So with 2 outs and nobody on, that's going to bring up Nolan Gorman. Gorman hitting in a lefty-lefty matchup tonight. Has a .226 average with a .740 OPS. Does have a homer in the series. That happened 2 days ago. First pitch is outside with the slider. 1-0. The 1-0 pitch is driven out to left field, and Ian Happ catches 3 baseballs in left. Some nice fly ball practice for him. We go to the third. It is 4-0. Chicago. This was Gruden's first pitch day. John Gruden of the Raiders. No longer of the Raiders, but at one point was the coach of the Raiders. It's going to be Tucker, Suzuki, and Crow Armstrong. So Tucker, being the leadoff hitter, will throw him up here. What is his history against Fedde? Pretty good. Just a base hit in 2 attempts. Who has homered off of him? Bush has. And now Happ and McGuire. Still a lot of baseball to be played in this one. The Cardinals trailing by 4. No reason to lose any hope yet. Fedde is a guy who can definitely settle in, get you a couple more innings. He's at 43 pitches. He could get through 5. Just needs to settle in. It's only 4 runs on 4 hits so far today, so Cubs have had pretty good results with their base runners. And they're doing an interview with John Gruden at the ballpark. He has spoken with the Cardinal team. Been a nice impact on the season so far. First pitch to Kyle Tucker is in there, but doesn't get the call with the cutter. Maybe it was just outside. It's 1-0. Tucker with a 287 average and 917 OPS this season. The 1-0 pitch. He just fouled back, 1-1. From a strategic point of view, you're really hoping Fedde can get through 5 innings today, keep it at 4 runs, give your team a chance to come back. As here's the 1-1 pitch. Missed outside with the cutter, it's 2-1. Tucker came into this game 1 for 2 against Fedde in his career. So he's now 1 for 3, which is about average from a Kyle Tucker matchup perspective. Missed low with the sweeper that time. It's 3-1 now. Three-one pitch from Fedde. That one driven high in the air to right center field. Back at the track and gone. A solo bomb for Kyle Tucker puts the Cubs up 5-0. And Fedde's breaking pitches are not breaking today. 16th home run of the year, 409 feet, 104.4 off the bat. There was no doubt about that one. First pitch to Seiya Suzuki is driven high in the air to right field. Back is Burleson. He will make the catch at the track for out number 1. So Fedde does not have his best stuff today. Let's take a look at John Gruden's first pitch. He just threw a nice bouncer in front of the plate. Didn't quite get it to the glove, but a pretty good first pitch from Gruden. At least he kept it straight. Not as bad as Taylor Lewan. First pitch to PCA is grounded over to second base. Easy play for Sajacy for out number 2. So Fedde with a lucky out last pitch. And against PCA, he gets a nice clean ground ball. So there are 2 outs with nobody on for Dansby Swanson. We'll see if that Gruden energy can turn it around for the Cardinals, as they currently trail 5-0 in the 3rd inning. Fedde at 50 pitches. This is about where you're going to need to stop as far as giving up runs goes in this one. The pitch to Swanson. Ground ball. Easy play for Arenado at 3rd. And he makes the play. So we go to the bottom of the 3rd. It is 5-0 Cubs after a solo home run. Adds to the Cubs' lead off the bat of Kyle Tucker. Pozo, Hampson, and Donovan. So is there, Pozo's a guy who definitely gets on base, doesn't walk, doesn't strike out. I think that's stayed the same. We're going to take a look. Yeah, there you go. Very, very low strikeout rate at 5.7%. Also doesn't walk at all, 1.4%. So he'll be putting the ball in play. We don't know where it's going. Pretty good expected batting average at 304 with a 309 actual average. So a pretty good bat for the Cardinals. Doesn't whiff, doesn't strike out, does chase. But I guess somehow he just makes contact. Because his strikeout rate's pretty dang low. Squares the ball up a good percentage of the time, 28.5%. Launch angle above average. Just a really nice expected batting average as well. Pozo's been pretty good this year. Hopefully he can reach base. Hampson might be able to bunt for a hit. We just got to get something going, get some base runners. Boyd has been solid for the Cubs. And I will actually be right back. All right, we are back. The first pitch found the zone. It is 0-1 on Pozo. The 0-1 pitch is driven foul, 0-2. Pozo has a couple of homers on the year. 755 OPS, really good expected batting average at 304. The average at 309. The 0-2 pitch from Boyd. Pulled down the third base line, fair. That one's going to get into the corner. Extra bases for Pozo. He's hustling to second. And he is in there with a double. So Pozo finally gets it started for the Cardinals. The first hit of the game for the Redbirds. And the Cardinals are going to look to get back into this one. It is 5-0 Cubs. That was looks like a fastball right down the middle of the zone. Pozo able to wrap the bat around that one. Keep it fair, and get moving for extra bases. So with a man on second and nobody out, it's going to be Garrett Hampson's first at-bat as a Cardinal. First pitch, up and in, popped up. It's going to be playable in center field. Call made by PCA, and he'll make the grab, and he knows there's one out. So with one out and a man on second, it's going to bring up Brendan Donovan. So the Cardinals are going to need a hit in order to score Pozo after that failure to advance the runner by Hampson. We'll see if Donovan can get it done here. Pozo in scoring position with one out. It is Donovan and Wynn with a chance to drive him in. See if the Cardinals can start to chip into this Cub lead. Boyd at pitch number 27 in the third inning. I guess 27 of the game, you get what I'm saying. In this third inning. He found the zone with the fastball. It's 0-1 on Donovan. There's a little bit of a hole up the middle of the infield here. Cubs playing Donovan to pull as always. Here's the 0-1. Chopper foul. It's 0-2. Donovan with a 309 average on the year. 5 homers and an 812 OPS. The 0-2 pitch. Outside, driven into the left center gap. Back is PCA. He'll make a grab. And Pozo will retreat to the bag at second. 2 outs with a man on second. Still 5-0 Cubs. So that will bring up Mason Wynn, who will finally see Boyd reach his 30th pitch of the game. Boyd on pace for a Maddox so far in this one. But Wynn with a base hit could put a run up on the board for the Redbirds. Try to get back into this game. Cubs defense playing Wynn to pull. The first pitch from Matthew Boyd. Outside with the curveball, 1-0. Line drives from the Cardinals are a good key for this one. You're not going to get to Boyd very often, but when you do, you got to hit the ball hard. The 1-0. This is low with the changeup, 2-0. I think Newt Barr should probably be in the lineup today, but it's good to see Sajaci back in the lineup. Has the platoon advantage. Here's the 2-0 to Win. Right down the middle with the changeup, 2-1. Win's a guy who could definitely deliver against Boyd. He had a hit against Boyd in the past. Coming into the game, I believe he was 1 for 2 against Boyd. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Boyd. Popped foul. 2-2. Win is 0 for 1 so far in the game. Boyd only has 1 strikeout today, but he's making soft contact from every Cardinal hitter. Only Pozo with a hit for the Redbirds. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Boyd to Win. In the dirt with the changeup, 3-2. So this will be an action pitch. 3-2 count with 2 outs. Pozo alone at second with 2 outs. The 3-2 pitch to Mason Wynn. Goes out and pops it foul. We'll do it again. Good job by Mason Wynn to stay alive. Getting his bat out there. He's hitting 194 with a full count this year. Walks more than he strikes out in these counts. The 3-2 pitch from Matthew Boyd. Pulled up the middle. That's going to be stopped by Swanson. He's going to turn around, but it's going to be an infield single for Mason Wynn. What a play by Dansby Swanson to dive and stop that baseball. Even if there was no throw, it saved a run. Pozo was on the move right after that ball was hit, and he would have possibly scored if Dansby didn't stop it with a dive there. So there are 2 men on now. Runners at the corners for Alec Burleson. This is going to be a big pitch in the game here. Well, big at-bat in the game. See if the Cardinals can get back into this one with 2 outs and runners at the corners. First pitch to Alec Burleson is in there with the curveball low and away. Perfect pitch from Boyd. It's 0-1. Good patience by Burleson. He wasn't going to do anything with that pitch. Needs to see one he likes. Might have to foul that off later in the at-bat, but that is what it is. The 0-1 pitch from Boyd. Instead, he's going to check on Wynn, who got back safely. That's the first disengagement of the Burleson at-bat. Burleson does have 9 homers on the year. Pretty high average against left-handed pitching. See if he can find a hole here and chip into this Cub lead. The 0-1 pitch from Boyd to Burleson. Fouled off the other way. It's 0-2. That was a slider low and away. Oh-2 count on Burleson. We'll see if he can foul some pitches off, stay alive in this at-bat, look for something to hit, try to catch a mistake from Boyd. The 0-2 pitch to Burleson. Top of the zone, fouled off, still 0-2. They went straight to the fastball up and kept it in the zone against Burleson. I don't know if that's what they were trying to do with that pitch. Burleson likes him at the top of the zone. Here is the 0-2 from Boyd. Pulled foul. So a lot of 0-2 pitches thrown by Boyd here. One of the better at-bats in the game so far here from Alec Burleson. Boyd now up above 40 pitches, with 2 outs in the third. Runners at the corners. Here's another 0-2 to Alec Burleson. Outside with the sinker, 1-2. So great job by Burleson. He's waiting for his pitch. Staying alive. Trying to get the Cardinals back into the game. It is 5-0 Cubs, with runners at the corners. The 1-2 from Boyd to Burleson. Goes down and pulls it, but it's caught at first. What a play by Bush. And we will go to the 4th. It is 5-0 Chicago Cubs. Looks like Bush is going to be due up first after that nice play. Alrighty, so Fedde has thrown 51 pitches. He's given up 5 runs. A lot of homers today. See if he can continue to settle in. The Cardinals are in a rough spot in this one, but can't give up hope yet. It's going to be Bush, Horner, and Shaw. How has this group done against Fedde in the past? Not too well. Horner and Shaw with a pretty bad history, but Bush pretty good. Does have a homer against him. So I can bring that up. Let's go ahead and get back to the game. First pitch pulled over to right field for a base hit for Michael Bush. Bush has a great history against Fedde, also has a homer against him. He is 2 for 2 in the game today. Nico Horner coming up now. He is 0 for 1. With a man on and nobody out. Fedde's job in this one, at the very least, is just to get through as many innings as he can. Try to save the bullpen arms for future games, especially tomorrow's game. As he misses outside with the sweeper, it's 1-0. Also, obviously, you want to give your team a chance to come back in the game tonight. And if you hold them at 5 runs, you might just do that. As here's the 1-0 from Fedde to Horner. It is in there for a strike, 1-1. Fedde about to throw his 55th pitch of the game, the 1-1 to Horner. Instead, he checks on Bush, who got back perfectly fine. That's the first disengagement of this at-bat. The 1-1 to Horner. Driven the other way, foul. It's 1-2. The cutter is not moving well for Fedde tonight. I think they might want to take that one off the table, at least in most situations. As even when it's fouled off, it looks like he's going to get barreled. Horner unable to keep that one fair, though. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Goes to the sinker right down the middle. Fouled off. Still 1-2. Fedde's cutter is just moving into barrels tonight. I think they should go ahead and get rid of that one for the rest of tonight's game until he can figure it out. Here's the 1-2 to Horner. Finally delivers and misses low and away with the sweeper. Pozo bobbles it, and that allows Bush to steal second base. He was already going, but Pozo was unable to get a good, clean grip on the baseball. So there was no throw, and there's a man on second with nobody out in the 4th. 2-2 pitch now from Fedde to Horner. He delivers. Fly ball out to right field. Burleson on the run, makes a sliding grab up against the wall. Throws it all the way to third, but Bush is able to advance on that fly ball. But a great play by Burleson for out number 1. Burleson's outfield skills have improved tremendously from just a couple of seasons ago. It is great to see him out there making plays. So the man on third and 1 out. It's going to bring up Matt Shaw. Shaw is 0 for 1 in the game today. He's yet to strike out. First pitch from Fedde. Missed inside with the sinker. It's 1-0. The infield has come in against Shaw. Cardinals trying to prevent any further damage in this ball game. The 1-0 pitch. Missed low and away with the sweeper. That one did catch the zone, just didn't get the call. It's 2-0. Two-0 pitch now from Fedde to Shaw. Misses low and away with the sweeper. It's 3-0. This is a spot where you might think about just going ahead and Obviously not walking him intentionally, but you're okay with the walk at this point. Man on third, you could set up a double play. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Just catches the bottom of the zone with the cutter. It is 3-1. Let's see if Fedde can make a good pitch here. The 3-1 pitch, low and away. That is ball 4. So that'll bring up Reese McGuire. He's already homered in the game tonight. A ground ball could set up a double play, though. Runners at the corners and 1 out here for the Cardinals. Against the Cubs, it is Reese McGuire batting for the Cubs. Erick Fedde on the mound. Dusty Blake out to talk with him. He is the Cardinal pitching coach. Ground ball could create a double play. You could also get a strikeout against McGuire and hope to get Happ. There are a couple ways you can give up 0 runs here. And stick with that 5-run disadvantage. With a 5-run deficit, I think you can still win the game. It's a game you could come back and win. But if it goes to 6 or 7, it gets way more difficult. Cardinals have spurts where you'll have 4 runs in an inning, so 4 and then a couple of 1s could help you come back in this one. But obviously this is not the best lineup the Cardinals can put together. So maybe those big innings are limited in this one. We'll have to see. Runners at the corners. First pitch to McGuire. He's in the dirt. Pozo's going to make the throw to second, and the base is stolen by Shaw. So it's now 1-0 on McGuire, with runners at second and third and 1 out. Takes away the double play possibility and brings the infield in. The 1-0 pitch is popped up. Infield was in, so this one's going to be played in shallow center by Hampson, who will make the throw to the cutoff man, and the runners don't advance. So a good pop out achieved by Fedde there. That's going to bring up Ian Happ with 2 men in scoring position in a 5-0 ball game. First pitch from Fedde to Happ. He's low, it's 1-0. The 1-0 pitch from Fedde to Happ. Driven up the middle for a base hit. 1 run's going to score. Shaw comes flying around, and it is 7-0 Cubs in the 4th. So a rough pitch there from Fedde. It's 7-0. And this is going to be an incredibly tough game for the Cardinals if they want to come back in this one. 7 runs on 7 hits. So the man on first and 2 outs. The first pitch to Tucker misses inside with the sinker. It's 1-0. Tucker is 1 for 2 with a homer in this one. The 1-0 pitch. He's in there, but doesn't get the call with the changeup. 2-0. Cubs had 1 in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the third, and 2 in the fourth so far. The 2-0 pitch. Grounded foul, 2-1. With a 7-run deficit, it is still early, but you're just looking to get through innings at this point from the pitching perspective. Hope the hitters can battle back, but just save your bullpen. The 2-1 pitch to Tucker. Misses low with the changeup, 3-1. Here's the 3-1 pitch from Fedde to Tucker. He delivers. Pulled foul, 3-2. Tony La Russa was a 4-time manager of the year, 16 seasons as a Cardinals manager, a Hall of Famer, 3 World Series championships, 9 postseason appearances, and had 1,408 wins with St. Louis. The 3-2 to Tucker. Smoked up the middle for a base hit. Happ is going to go first to third, and it is still 7-0, but now with runners at the corners and 2 outs for Seiya Suzuki. So Fedde laboring, trying to get through this 4th inning. Seiya Suzuki is 0 for 2. First pitch to Seiya. He is grounded foul, 0-1. 7-run comebacks are incredibly rare. The Cardinals' largest playoff comeback, I believe, was 6 runs against the Nationals in 2012. They also did that in a different playoff game. As here's the 0-1 pitch, missed upstairs with the sinker, 1-1. The 1-1 from Fedde to Suzuki. Did not get the call with the cutter low and away. It's 2-1. I wouldn't consider the game quite over yet, but the Cardinals really do need to wake it up on offense if they want to get back in this one, try to make it a slugfest. The 2-1 from Fedde. He is outside. Pozo's going to let the base get taken by Tucker. A stolen bag puts runners at second and third with 2 outs. And a 3-1 count on Suzuki. Cubs looking for a dagger in this one, if they haven't already gotten one. 2 men in scoring position here for Seiya. Here's the 3-1 pitch from Erick Fedde. Doesn't get the call low and in, and that is ball 4. So with the bases loaded and 2 outs, it's going to bring up Pete Crow Armstrong. And Marmol has seen enough. So Fedde goes 78 pitches. Gets through 3 2/3 innings with 7 earned runs, and he's responsible for 3 base runners as well. It's going to be John King coming in the game for the Cardinals. I don't know if this one's even going to go to break, but I do want to pull up King's numbers. King has a -5 pitching run value, 1.61 whip. He's a long reliever. Very high ground ball rate. Doesn't walk a whole lot of hitters. That's a good guy to bring in this situation. With a very low strikeout rate because you're not trying to protect any leads. You get a lot of ground balls, so you can just keep pounding the zone. And hopefully keep forcing contact into the ground and get through a lot of innings. So that is what we're about to see here. It's also a lefty-lefty matchup for Pete Crow Armstrong, so we get to build up some sample size there. See which of the lefty relievers is best against PCA. Obviously, John King's still getting ready. The interview with Tony La Russa is still going on, if you have access to the actual broadcast. But John King is now ready, so here's the first pitch to Pete Crow Armstrong. Ground ball, right-hand side, easy play at second base for Sajaci, and we go to the bottom of the fourth. Still 7-0. So 2 more runs tacked on by Ian Happ. But that is all. So King eventually got it done. It's still Boyd. It's going to be Contreras, Arenado, and Sajaci for the Cardinals, trailing by 7. Alrighty, let's see. It is 7-0 Cubs. Contreras, Arenado, Sajaci, and Gorman. You could get 4 runs right there if you just get everybody on base. I think that's kind of the way to think about it at this point. Base runners and homers. Best way to get back into a ball game. Start drawing walks. Working counts. First pitch to Contreras. Found the zone up and away with the curveball. It's 0-1. The 0-1 from Boyd to Contreras. Up and away, gets the call with the changeup. Great pitch from Boyd. It's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch from Boyd to Contreras. Up and away with the fastball, 1-2. Good take by Contreras there. It looked like he was never going to swing at that. 1-2 pitch now from Boyd. With nobody on and nobody out in the fourth. I don't know what that was. I guess Contreras had to call timeout. Boyd kind of checked his belt before he delivered that pitch. I didn't even know that was allowed. I don't think Contreras did either. The 1-2 pitch. Fouled back, still 1-2. Contreras is 0-for-1 with a strikeout so far in this one. A long way to go for the Cardinals to come back in this. It is 7-0. Here's the 1-2 from Boyd to Contreras. It is up and away, 2-2. Contreras trying to get on base in front of Arenado. The 2-2 pitch. Driven high in the air to left field. Back is Happ, but it is foul. That one was pretty close to the foul pole. Eventually drifted well foul. Good swing from Contreras regardless. Just needs to straighten it out. Here is the 2-2. That was the worst possible time for the broadcast to freeze. Okay, the 2-2 pitch got him up and in with the fastball. And down goes Contreras. So 1 out on a strikeout, and that's going to bring up Nolan Arenado. First pitch curveball caught the zone against Arenado. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Ground ball. Third base. Diving stop made by Shaw. He makes the throw and gets Arenado. Great play by Shaw for out number 2. Everything going the Cubs' way in this one. So 2 outs with nobody on. And that brings up Thomas Saggese. Boyd pitching a great game for the Cubs here. The first pitch to Saggese is outside with the curveball, 1-0. You are the Cardinals here. At the very least, you got to start working some at-bats against Boyd. Get the pitch count high enough that they have to use some bullpen to protect the lead. As the 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed. It was the changeup. It's 1-1. Cardinals have just 2 hits in the ball game so far. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Popped up. It's going to be playable. On the infield. Horner is going to make the catch, and we go to the 5th. It is 7-0. Cubs. So that is not fun. Going to be Swanson, Bush, and Horner against John King, who is continuing to relieve Erick Fedde. Might not even still be John King. If we look at the Cardinal bullpen, which I may need to refresh, I'm going to go ahead and just, let's see, they updated Walker on the IL. Yeah, so here we go. You're not using Helsley, Maton, Leahy, Matz, probably Romero, he pitched yesterday. So it's going to be King, O'Brien, and Swanson to try to get through the rest of the game. Swanson could probably give you 2 innings. O'Brien could probably give you 3 innings if you really need it. But I think John King's probably going to want to give you 1 more. As the due-up hitters include Bush. And Shaw would be 4th. So, I mean, you could just go Swanson all the way down to McGuire with John King if you want to. He could pitch all the way through the order. Back to Seiya, if you really want him to do that. He's a guy who can go multiple innings. He's only thrown 1 pitch, so just getting extra innings out of your guy is probably the right move here. At the very least, get him through Michael Bush to save your long relievers. But I think you can try to get John King all the way through the order. So that's a little bit of series strategy from the Cardinals. Trying to maximize the value of these pitchers in this game. Save your best pitchers for later in the series. So it is still John King. He's going to face Dansby Swanson here. The first pitch. He's popped foul, 0-1. Depends how efficient John King can be, but if he continues to attack the zone the way he has recently with that low walk rate, he might be able to give you 2 or 3 innings here. Puts one in the dirt, it's 1-1. Dansby Swanson is 1 for 2 today, as the 1-1 pitch is grounded foul, 1-2. Swanson did come around to score, as Bush was able to drive him in. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. The ball's going to skip away from Pozo. He can't find it, and Dansby Swanson reaches on a strikeout. That is the second time that has happened in the last week for the Cardinals. Reaching base on a strikeout is just incredibly lucky. And everything continues to go right for the Cubs. So with Swanson on first and nobody out, it's going to bring up Michael Bush. This is a lefty-lefty matchup here. King gets a warning for not making eye contact. It would be rough if that was a rule in school, as I did not do that much as a shy child. So with one man on and nobody out, Michael Bush steps up to the plate. He is 2 for 2 in the game today. First pitch from King to Bush. Fouled off. That was a sinker right down the middle. 0-1. Bush has 2 singles, 2 runs scored, an RBI, and a stolen base in the game. The 0-1 pitch to Bush. He's in the dirt with the slider, 1-1. Cardinals playing Bush to pull. They have Wynn playing behind second base. Trying to turn 2 here. The 1-1. Chopper foul, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch from King to Bush. Up and in. He fouls that one off on the inside part of the bat. Barely above the handle with that contact. Somehow didn't break the bat, so it is still 1-2. The pitch from King to Michael Bush. Another check swing ground ball. Pozo accidentally skips over it and allows an infield single. So Pozo having a terrible game from behind the plate defensively, costing the Cardinals a couple of base runners in the inning. Check swing, ended up in front of the plate. Pozo didn't scoop it up, had to go back for it. Unbelievable. Oh, he might be saying that ball was touched by Michael Bush. If he touched that ball in fair territory, he's out. But I guess there's going to be no challenge, so he probably didn't. Here's the first pitch from King to Horner. Outside with the sinker, 1-0. Horner is 0 for 2 today. Left a couple men on base earlier in the game. The 1-0 pitch from King. In there for strike 1. It's 1-1. Ground ball could produce multiple outs here. The 1-1 pitch. Smoked to left field. It's going to drop in front of Donovan. He's going to make the throw in. And the bases are loaded with nobody out in the 5th for the Cubs. So Horner, with his first hit of the ball game, is going to bring up Matt Shaw. First pitch to Shaw. He's grounded up the middle. Mason Wynn with a flip to second for one. So JC with a very slow turn. No chance to get Shaw, and it is 8-0 Cubs in the fifth. So the Cubs have scored in every single inning so far. 1 run in all of the odd innings, and in the even innings, 3 runs and 2 runs. It's going to be Reese McGuire at the plate. He's 1 for 2. Did have a 2-run homer earlier in the game. First pitch from King to McGuire. In there, up and in with the sinker. It's 0-1. Cardinals plan him to pull just a little bit. Not as much as the average matchup. The 0-1 from King is check swing fouled off. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a sinker low and in. Down goes McGuire for out number 2. So King, despite some bad luck so far in the inning, able to settle back in. Only 1 run allowed so far. He's going to face Ian Happ now with runners at the corners and 2 outs. Happ is 2 for 3 with 3 runs batted in the game. One of them on a solo homer. First pitch. Outside with the changeup, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch from King. In there for strike number 2. 1-1. If you watched the Cubs Diamondbacks game from earlier this year, you would know that the Cubs have blown a lead that was similar to this. So you never know when the Cardinals could start storming back. But Boyd seems very relaxed on the mound today. The 1-1 is popped up. Right-hand side. Contreras is going to watch that one fall onto the tarp. 1-2. King is ready. The 1-2 pitch to Happ. Just below the zone with the slider. 2-2. Two pitch now from John King. Just upstairs with the fastball. 3-2. Shaw will get a head start with this pitch. 2 outs and a full count. Happ calls time right before the pitch is delivered. So King will have to reset a little bit. The 3-2 pitch is low, and that is ball 4. So bases loaded with 2 outs. That's going to bring up Kyle Tucker. Tucker already has 2 hits in the game, including a solo home run. He is 2 for 3. First pitch from King. Just outside with the slider, 1-0. So bases loaded, 2 outs. John King on the mound. The 1-0 from King to Tucker. Fouled back, 1-1. King is ready. The 1-1 to Tucker. Check swing. Yes, he did. 1 and 2. A 1-run inning would be a great inning from King here, but he is at 26 pitches, so he'll probably be done after this matchup here against Tucker. I didn't expect it to only last an inning in the third when I said he could go all the way through the order back to Seiya, but here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. So John King does get through the entirety of the order. Outside of Seiya Suzuki, we go to the bottom of the fifth. It is 8-0 Cubs. All right, it's going to be Gorman, Pozo, and Hampson. Gorman about league average, 735 OPS, does have 6 homers. The barrel rate's starting to climb. That's what you love to see from him. About a 13% walk rate. The strikeout rate's still pretty high. He's going to be due up first in this upcoming inning. You wonder how long Boyd is going to go. He's only at 54 pitches. Also has a lefty-lefty advantage against Gorman, so it would take a very strange inning for the Cardinals to get back in it here, but you never know. First pitch from Boyd to Gorman in the fifth. Lofts a 70-mile-an-hour curveball in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 from Boyd. Pulled down the right field line for a base hit. Nolan Gorman reaches base finally. That is the third hit of the game for the Cardinals. See if the Cardinals can get something going here in the fifth. You want a really big inning if you want to get back in this game. If these bottom 3 hitters could get on base, that could be what produces it. Great job by Gorman, not trying to do too much, just kept the barrel on the ball there. It was one of those low and in off-speed pitches, or I guess breaking pitches. And Gorman did not miss it that time. So the man on first and nobody out. It's going to bring up Joel Pozo. Pozo is 1 for 1 in the game today. Had a double back in the third inning. First pitch to Pozo. Swing and a miss on a changeup at the top of the zone. Very strange pitch decision from Boyd. But it was a good pitch. Here is the 0-1 from Boyd to Pozo. Missed outside with the changeup, 1-1. If Pozo can work a long at-bat here and draw a walk, we could see a big inning from the Redbirds. Just starting to get back in the game. That would be exciting. The 1-1 from Pozo. Or to Pozo. Driven into right field. Easy play for Tucker. He'll make the grab for out number 1. All right, I'm going to go ahead and refocus here. That was a pretty bad call. Garrett Hampson. He was drafted by the Rockies in 2016. A third-round pick. This is his 8th season in the majors. Likes to play second base, shortstop, and the outfield. He bats right and throws right. playing center field today. Used to have elite speed, now has good speed. The first pitch is low. With the slider, it's 1-0. Here is the 1-0 pitch from Boyd to Hampson. In there for a strike with the changeup, it's 1-1. So one man on with one out. 1-1 count here. Boyd at 61 pitches, trying to get through this entire game, basically. Cardinals trying to get some base runners and prevent that at the very least. The 1-1 pitch to Garrett Hampson. Ground ball right-hand side. Tough play, but a good play made by Horner for out number 2. The runner is able to advance to second, which is Nolan Gorman. So base hit could at least dent the Cub lead. It's going to be Brendan Donovan up with 2 outs and a man on second. See if the Cardinals can create a symmetric ball game here and put up everything the Cubs put up in those first 5 innings. Strike at the bottom of the zone with the sinker. It is 0-1. A base knock here could change the feel of this one, at least get the Cardinals on the board. Donovan is 0 for 2 with a ground out and a fly out. The 0-1 pitch from Boyd. Just inside with the fastball, 1-1. Gorman is on second base. After a base hit, Donovan with a chance to drive him in here with 2 outs. The 1-1 pitch from Boyd. Drops that curveball in there for a strike. It's 1-2. Seeing one of those 70-mile-an-hour curveballs is a little bit rare nowadays, so it's tough for Donovan to predict that movement. Here is the 1-2 from Boyd. Fastball up and in, fouled off. Still 1-2. It is just the bottom of the 5th inning. The Cubs still lead 8-0. As the 1-2 pitch misses low, it is 2-2 now on Donovan. And Boyd is ready once again. The 2-2 pitch to Donovan. Misses low once again with the curveball. It is 3-2 with 2 outs in this 5th inning. Donovan looking for his first hit of the ballgame. Did homer earlier in this series. A couple days ago. Base hit would score Gorman. And Boyd steps off. So that is 1 disengagement. Donovan still trying to stay ready to hit. And drive in this run potentially. He could also draw a walk. 3-2 pitch from Boyd. Driven the other way, but it's over to third. Matt Shaw was playing closer to the line than usual. Tough moment for Donovan. It's a ground out. We go to the 6th. It is still 8-0 Cubs. So it's going to be Seiya next. Oh, jeez. Who is Seiya Kanami? Yeah, has some really, really good contact numbers, but really high strikeout rate, pulls down the expected batting average, and basically takes him out of that top percentile of hitters. But he's doing way better than he did over the last couple seasons, already matching his home run total of last year in 250 fewer plate appearances. All right, so let's take a look at Cardinal bullpen once again. Yeah, I mean, we could definitely see Swanson. Maybe you go with O'Brien first. Logically, that is what you would do. So we'll get to see very, very soon what the Cardinals decide to do. Let's get back to it. There's no way John King is still going to be pitching. It is still John King. I think that's insane. Cardinals do have a couple of long relievers available. I thought they could both get in a couple of innings. But it is what it is. John King, he throws strikes. It is, I mean, still below 30 pitches. You could see why maybe he wants to face Crow Armstrong again. This is going to be a chopper up the middle. So JC makes the play for out number 1. So King able to get an out just by putting that one in the zone. Good pitch low and away. Tough for Suzuki to do anything with that. And a great play by Sajasi on the hop. That's a tough one hop on the chopper. So Crow Armstrong, he is 0 for 3. Yet to strike out today. Here's the first pitch. It is low and away with the slider, 1-0. He had cost the Cubs a little bit yesterday, but he admitted to it. Was a good man about that. So I have some respect for that. And here's the 1-0 from King. Missed low and away with the sinker, 2-0. 2-0 pitch from King. Hold over to first base. Easy play for Contreras. He flips it to first for out number 2. So maybe King did have another inning in him after all. Just a few pitches to get those first 2 outs. If he can get the Cardinals to the 7th, that changes the feeling of this one a little bit. Finally, you have a scoreless inning potentially, as Dansby Swanson steps up to the plate. Swanson not having a great series, but did have a hit today and scored 2 runs in the game. Definitely not the worst series ever either. The 1-0 pitch puts the sinker in the dirt. It's 2-0. Overall, it's just not been Swanson's year as far as being an above-average hitter. Still don't understand why they have him over Bush in the lineup, just other than just righty-lefty variation, as he drives one up the middle for a base hit. So that's another reason to put him in the lineup. Him and Horner have about the same OPS on the year. He puts himself a little bit above Horner with that swing. As Matt Swanson is getting ready to pitch for the Cardinals. So maybe they're just trying to save Riley O'Brien for tomorrow. As here's the first pitch to Bush, who takes strike 1 with the sinker up and in. So Swanson 2 for 4. Bush so far is 3 for 3. Has a run scored and 2 runs scored and 1 RBI as he grounds one over second base. So JC makes the play, and it's a quick inning from John King. Great job by King. Finally, a scoreless inning for the Cubs. 8-0. We go to the bottom of the 6th. So Mason Wynn, Burleson, and Contreras due up for the Cardinals, the heart of the order. All right, so Wynn, Burleson, Contreras, Arenado. If you look at what Mason Wynn has done so far this year, pretty great fielding, 11 outs above average at the shortstop position. I mean, that in its own right should make you an everyday player, but then putting up the above average 717 OPS, 2 batting run value, pretty low strikeout rate, close to average walk rate, with a 258 batting average, 325 on base. Can't complain at all with a 392 slug. Pretty good launch angle. I mean, Wynn has it all so far this year. We'll see if he can match last season's numbers over the course of a full year, or even outdo them as he has so far in this year. First pitch from Boyd to Wynn. He is outside 1-0. Wynn has had a little bit of success against Boyd. He's 1 for 2. Takes a changeup low and away for a strike, 1-1. Pitch 72 of the game from Boyd. He is upstairs, 2-1 now on Wynn. Wynn can reach base. Maybe the Cardinals could at least knock Boyd out of the game. The 2-1 pitch. Popped foul, 2-2. Obviously, Wynn on his own can't get Boyd out of the game, but just starting a rally here would be enormous. Try to get a reliever in the game for the Cubs. The 2-2 pitch from Boyd to Wynn. Swing and a miss on a perfect curveball up and away. Boyd pitching a fantastic game for the Cubs. He has been incredible. So after the strikeout of Wynn, that's going to bring up Alec Burleson. He is 0 for 2. He's yet to strike out in this one. The only Cardinal to strike out against Boyd prior to that Wynn strikeout was Wilson Contreras. Here's the first pitch to Burleson. It's outside with the fastball, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch is popped up. Playable on the infield. All of the Cubs call that one, but Dansby ends up making the play for out number 2. Everybody collapsed on that ball, and then eventually Dansby was able to make it clear that he was going to make the catch. So even when there's a little bit of miscommunication, the Cubs got it figured out tonight. They're having a great night. 2 outs, nobody on. Here comes Wilson Contreras against his former team. Definitely don't want to get 3 strikeouts in this one as he swings and misses at a fastball at the top of the zone, 0-1. Cardinals only have 4 base runners in the game as the 0-1 pitch is popped up foul, 0-2. Here's the 0-2 now from Boyd to Contreras. Popped up. Playable on the right side. And caught by Bush. At least he avoided the strikeout that time. We go to the 7th. It is still 8-0 Chicago Cubs. I think it's Horner due up. They're not showing me quite yet, but I'm going to pull up Horner. And then I am going to take a look at the Cardinal bullpen. I think Svanson's coming in the game now. Yeah, let's just get Svanson's numbers up. We've seen Horner plenty. The man doesn't strike out. He plays good defense. Okay. High batting average. Low walk rate. He's Nico Horner. He's done this his whole career. 1 homer. He did do that yesterday. Congratulations. Swanson's been pretty good this year. 3 pitching run value. I mean, 3.95 ERA is not great. 1.1 whip is pretty good, but the walk rate at 12.3% is a little bit too high for a bullpen guy. Hopefully he can attack the zone, get those numbers back to a respectable amount. Very low expected batting average against, so if he can just attack the zone, I mean, could look pretty good. I'll leave those numbers for you guys. I'll be back in 1 minute. Alrighty. Is the game back? It's got to be back. Yep, first pitch from Swanson is popped into right field. Burleson with a great running grab up against the wall for out number 1. So that will send Horner back to the dugout. Great play by Burleson. That one could have been extra bases, but Burleson got a great jump on it. Got the glove out and made the play. So Burleson's work in the outfield has improved the team a lot. It's great to see. Swanson is in the game, and the second pitch is in there for a strike to Shaw. So it's 0-1 on Matt Shaw. 2 pitches, 2 strikes for Swanson. The 0-1 pitch, check swing. Yes, he did. That's strike 2. The 0-2 now from Swanson to Shaw. Goes out and pokes that one to first base. The toss made by Contreras for out number 2. Swanson looking to close this game out as the long reliever. Try to hold the Cubs at 8 for the game, as the Cardinals look to maybe get into the Cub bullpen at some point in this one. They trail 8-0. First pitch from Swanson to McGuire is upstairs 1-0. Reese McGuire hit a home run early in this one on a pitch way above the zone. That one put the Cubs up by 4. Actually, that one, yeah, might have put them up. Yeah, it was by 4. And that last pitch is a fly ball to center field caught by Hampson for out number 3. So we go to the bottom of the 7th. It is 8-0 Cubs. All right, so great job by Swanson. Wow. So it'll be Arenado, Sajaci, Gorman. For you guys who haven't had a hit, well, Gorman has had a hit in the game. So NBA draft going on. I'm going to do a quick check. Looks like the Spurs acquired a pick from Atlanta. So they're going to be picking 14. They also picked 2nd, I believe. Yeah, the Spurs got Dylan Harper out of Rutgers. They were expected to do that. Cooper Flagg went to the Mavs at 1. And the Spurs will be picking again in a couple of picks, in case you're a Texan. I care about some Texas basketball teams, but there you go. All right, the game is back. Cubs doing very well. Matthew Boyd went 6 innings, 0 runs allowed, 3 strikeouts, just 3 hits allowed in 79 pitches. I guess they're going to call it a day for him. Boyd, definitely the player of the game in the game today. Is he done, though? Yes, he is. So it is going to be Ryan Brazier, who has a 1.74 ERA on a 1.06 whip this season. That's a great set of statistics. 10 in the third innings. Righty-righty matchup between him and Arenado here in the 7th. First pitch to Arenado. He is upstairs 1-0. Let's see how to attack Brazier based on his statistics. First, let's look at the 1-0 pitch from him to Arenado. Here it is, the 1-0. Right down the middle with the fastball, 1-1. All right, so he has very low barrel rate, pretty low walk rate, decent strikeout rate, pretty high expected batting average, hard hit rate, and fly ball percentage. So what you do is just try to hit the ball hard against him. As Arenado pops one up for out number 1, that's going to bring up Thomas Saggese if he's still in the game. Yep, no pinch hitter from the Cardinals here, so Thomas Saggese will go up to the plate. The approach against Brazier is pretty simple. Look for your pitch and try to hit it hard into the air. Line drives, rack up some singles, try to rally for some runs. This is a great pitcher. The only real way to beat him is just stacking up base hits. The 1-0. Ground ball, right-hand side. Great play by Bush for out number 2. So with 2 outs and nobody on, that's going to bring up Nolan Gorman. Gorman does have a pretty good matchup against Brazier. He likes to hit those line drives. Brazier throws those high spin rate fastballs. It's a match made in heaven. First pitch from Brazier to Gorman. He is low and in with the slider. 1-0. Gorman is 1 for 2 in the game today. OPS now at 743 for the year. The 1-0. Pulled foul, 1-1. The 1-1. Right down the middle, pulled, but caught. What a play by Nico Horner. He jumped and prevented a base hit from Gorman. On that one, we go to the 8th. It is 8-0 Cubs. Incredible play by Horner. I'm going to go out on a limb and say the Cardinals should probably stick with Nootbaar over Hampson, even against lefties, but giving him a day off every now and then is not going to be the worst thing in the world. But Nootbaar was starting to heat up. I'd like to keep seeing him in the lineup. It's going to be Ian Happ, Kyle Tucker, and Seiya Suzuki for the Cubs at the top of their order. Swanson only threw 6 pitches last inning. He was able to get through it, allowing just 1 base runner. Alrighty. Ian Happ took the first pitch of the ball game to right field for a homer. And that set the tone for this entire game so far. It has been all Cubs, 8-0. We're in the top of the 8th now. Swanson still on the mound, trying to get through the rest of this one. He threw 6 pitches last inning. And Happ has the platoon advantage here, but Swanson has some good stuff. Looks like the Cardinals are going to go with Jose Fermin. Try to get some of their guys off their feet. And they bring Victor Scott into the game as well. So, don't quite understand that one. Happ grounds one foul. It's 0-1. Pedro Pajes getting in the game at first base. You'll love to see that. Fermin over at third now, over Mason Wynn, which means Hampson moved to shortstop. So who is out of the game? Contreras is out of the game. Arenado is out of the game. And so is Mason Wynn. So there you go. Get a few guys who need some rest, because they'll be playing again tomorrow. The 0-2 pitch to Happ was fouled back. It's still 0-2. All right, another 0-2. Swing and a miss. Swanson gets Happ. That's out number 1 in the 8th. Good pitch from Swanson, just above the zone. Happ trying to track that. Swung right under it. It's going to bring up Kyle Tucker with nobody on and 1 out. In a game, the Cubs lead 8-0. It's cool seeing Pedro Pajes getting to play first. He's already played second base as well. First pitch. Inside 1-0 on Tucker. Kyle Tucker is 2 for 4. Did have a solo bomb in the game today, but he has a couple of strikeouts as well. The 1-0. Just caught the outside corner with the cutter. It's 1-1. Tucker just had a word with the ump, as if it's going to matter to the outcome here in this 8-0 ball game. The 1-1 pitch. Sweeper missed outside, 2-1. Even though it did clip the corner, Tucker's words gets the call there. So good for Kyle Tucker. Glad he could pad his stats here. The 2-1 pitch. Taken outside for ball 3. It's 3-1. On deck is Seiya Suzuki, as Swanson gets ready for the 3-1 pitch to Tucker. Just upstairs with the cutter, and that is ball 4. Huge congratulations to Kyle Tucker for that walk. Big difference maker right there. So here comes Seiya Suzuki. He is 0 for 3 with a walk in the game today. One pitch could get a couple of outs for Swanson here. The first pitch. In there for strike 1 with the sweeper. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Right down the middle for strike 2 with the sinker. It's 0-2. One out, one man on. The 0-2 pitch. Driven foul, still 0-2. Swanson has some really nice movement on his pitches today. Obviously, the walk rate is still an issue, but if he gets through the rest of these guys, he can keep that walk rate pretty low on the day. And bring it down overall. So here is the 0-2 pitch to Seiya Suzuki. Fouled off, still 0-2. That was a sinker at the top of the zone. The Cubs do have 11 hits in the game today to the Cardinals 3. But the Cardinals have been robbed on a couple of hard hit baseballs. Just not their day so far. The 0-2 now from Swanson. Just upstairs with the sinker, still 0-2. One, two. Sorry. Missed low and away. It's 2-2 now on Suzuki. So I made a missed call earlier, but it is what it is. I'm a little bit behind live, but we'll catch up after this pitch. One man on, one man out in the 8th. It's 8-0 Cubs. The 2-2. Fouled off, still 2-2. Catch up. The second 2-2 is going to be outside with the sinker. 3-2 now on Seiya Suzuki. He's hitting .289 with runners on base this season. And Pete Crow Armstrong is on deck. Here's the 3-2 pitch from Swanson to Suzuki. Swing and a miss on a cutter outside. Down goes Seiya. He is 0 for 4 now with a strikeout. That's going to bring up Pete Crow Armstrong. He's 0 for 4 in the game so far. Yet to strike out, however. Just a lot of balls in play. This one fouled off his foot. It's 0-1. His contact numbers looked really good coming into this series, so it's a little surprising to see this. The 0-1 pitch from Swanson. Swing and a miss on a sinker up and away. It's 0-2. And here's one more from Swanson to Crow Armstrong. Throws his bat and fouls it off. It is still 0-2. So PCA throws his bat for yet another time in the game. Or I guess in the series. He's done that a couple of times. So it's 0-2 with 2 outs. Man on first. Swanson's still on the mound. He's about to throw his 28th pitch of the ball game. Looking to send Pete Crow Armstrong to 0 for 5. We'll see if he cares about the team. If he strikes out here, the 0-2 pitch from Swanson to Crow Armstrong. Goes down and somehow chops it out to right field. Burleson lets that one drop on the run. It's a base hit, and there are runners at second and third. Ooh. Crow Armstrong might have been tagged out there, but I think they're going to just let him have the double. We'll see if that tag was made while he was off the base. Hopefully, if they show the replay. But with runners at second and third and 2 outs, that will bring up Dansby Swanson against Swanson. That's always fun. So yeah, the Cardinals just let Crow Armstrong have that double. I probably would have challenged that. Just out of spite. but no reason to make him mad. The pitch to Swanson is fouled back. 0-1. This is messing with me. Swanson versus Swanson. With 2 outs and 2 men in scoring position in the 8th, the Cubs lead 8-0. Swanson has a double and a single in the game today. The 0-1 pitch is popped foul. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch reaches down and pops this one up in foul ground, but Pajes unable to get there. It is still 0-2. So with an 0-2 count and 2 outs, runners on second and third, Swanson is going to throw his 32nd pitch of the game. Here it is. Misses low and away. 1-2 now on Dansby Swanson. Matt Swanson is on the mound. It is Matt pitching to Dansby here. The 1-2 pitch with 2 outs. Popped foul, still 1-2. With Swanson at 33 pitches, you wonder if he'll have to go one more in the 9th or if we will see Riley O'Brien. We'll also get to take another look at the Cubs bullpen. We're glad they sent in a pretty good reliever in the game today. Takes a sweeper above the zone. It's 2-2. Two-two pitch to Dansby. Swing and a miss on the sinker up and in. Another strikeout with the swinker. The sinker against Swanson by Swanson. And that is out number 3. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It is 8-0. Chicago Cubs. It's going to be Pozo, Hampson, and Donovan for the Cardinals in the 8th. It was Ryan Brazier last inning for the Cubs, so let's see who else might come out of the pen. Drew Pomeranz could be a decent option. They actually pulled up Porter Hodge from the IL prior to the game today, so maybe they could go to him, but he looks to be one of their better relievers. We haven't seen Presley in a while, so maybe Presley here, maybe Chris Flexen. Could also see Pomeranz. I'm not sure what they prioritize in these spots. I'm going to throw Presley's numbers up there. Although I thought he might have pitched yesterday. Is this updated for yesterday? Oh yeah, Presley did pitch yesterday, so Brazier was available. Fulmer is actually going to be the one available, so Fulmer is definitely coming in. Either Fulmer, Hodge, Keller, or Palencia, but probably Fulmer. Depends if they want to get their good players some work here. I would think maybe they're saving them for tomorrow, regardless of the outcome or the start of the game. But we could see, yeah, it's going to be Michael Fulmer. He had a terrible day against the Cardinals just a couple days ago, but he gets another shot here. First pitch to Joel Pozo. Popped up. Playable at short. Dansby is there. Makes the grab for out number 1. So it's going to bring up Garrett Hampson. Hampson is 0 for 2 in his Cardinal debut. See if he can finally get a hit for the Cardinals or get on base. First pitch from Fulmer to Hampson is upstairs 1-0. A hit for Hampson would probably feel pretty good. As here's the 1-0 pitch from Fulmer. Driven in the air to right field, easy play for Kyle Tucker. He'll make the grab for out number 2. So Hampson won't get his first hit today. That brings up Brendan Donovan, who is 0 for 3, with 2 outs and nobody on in the 8th. Two outs, nobody on. The pitch to Donovan is in there with the sweeper up and in. It's 0-1. The 0-1 from Fulmer to Donovan. Low and in, a perfect cutter, swing and a miss. It's 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch with 2 outs in the 8th. Swing and a miss. Donovan is 0 for 4, also has a strikeout. Rough game for Donovan. Great inning from Michael Fulmer. He goes 1-2-3. It is 8-0 Cubs as we head to the 9th. So now the debate becomes Swanson versus O'Brien. I'm going to go ahead and pull O'Brien's numbers. I guess we have to type the apostrophe. There you go. Helsley did get the save yesterday. O'Brien pitched a couple days ago, but he'll be available. So yeah, definitely go to O'Brien here. Swanson's pitched more than enough. You could go either way, though. Let's see Swanson's pitch count. 35 pitches. You know, it wouldn't be that crazy to leave him in the game. But I think getting O'Brien back in for another inning of work can only do you good here. So, is this how this works? Was Hampson about to pitch? Yes, he is. So, okay, I mean, that's an even better strategy. Garrett Hampson about to pitch for the Cardinals. My favorite pitcher. So Nolan Gorman gets the call to play second base. First pitch is outside ground ball to short. So that play is made by... Was that Win? No, Win's out of the game. I don't know who's playing short. I don't know what our lineup... Oh, here we go. Sajasi. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Couldn't figure it out. I didn't see his face there. looking down the whole time. But yeah, Hampson played center field, shortstop, and now pitcher here. The first pitch to Horner. He is driven into left field. Easy play for Donovan. He'll make the grab for out number 2. So Garrett Hampson turns out to be our best pitcher. So if he could get an out on this pitch, he might actually be the most efficient pitcher of all time. First pitch, ground ball. Easy play at short for Sajasi. He makes the play. 1-2-3 inning on 3 pitches from Garrett Hampson. What a job by Hampson. It is still 8-0 Cubs. We go to the bottom of the 9th. So that was a vibe changer on the game tonight. Pretty cool. I don't know if I accidentally didn't bring the game back, but that is what it is. Three-pitch inning from Hampson. You never see it. Proud moment for the Cardinals organization. And we just saw Fulmer, so let's see what Fermin has been up to. I don't know if he played very much this year. This is going to be it for Fermin, his first appearance of the season at the plate. Doesn't strike out very much. Wait a minute, this can't be true. How could they have these numbers? Oh, it's from last year. Okay. He actually has a good walk rate and a very low strikeout rate. Contact numbers are just awful. So hopefully he finds a good launch angle. Fulmer's probably sticking in the game for the Cubs. Yes, he is. So here we go. So here is Jose Fermin getting his first at-bat of the year against Michael Fulmer. Very likely to put the ball in play here. The pitch fouled off. It's 0-1. Okay, so they did not stick with Fulmer. They went with Porter Hodge. He's returned from the IL. I do want to look at his numbers. It's a good use of our time here. As here's a base hit into left field from Jose Fermin. Great swing on a sweeper. Absolutely barreled that ball. He was a sweeper right down the middle, just reached out, put the barrel of the bat on it, smoked it over the shortstop's head for a base hit. So Fermin turning his roster spot into a hit. Here comes Alec Burleson. First pitch from Hodge to Burleson is low and in. No, he did not. 1-0. Cardinals have something going in the 9th here. All they need is, 6 more base runners here. The 1-0 pitch to Burleson. Right down the middle with the sweeper. It's 1-1. One pitch now from Porter Hodge to Alec Burleson. Ground ball foul, 1-2. Burleson is 0 for 3 on the day, does not have a strikeout. A base hit would bring his average back above 300. It's now fallen to 299. Let's see if he finds a hole. The 1-2 pitch from Porter Hodge. Popped up. That one's going to be playable. Dansby Swanson and Happ. Happ makes the call for out number 1. Hodge, so far this year, has thrown 19 and a third innings with a 5.12 ERA, 1.55 whip. Soft contact, very low barrel rate, low hard hit rate. Doesn't keep it on the ground and also has a high walk rate. So if this was a close game, I would be saying to work at bats, take them very long, try to reach with a walk. So we'll see if Scott can do that. Check swing for strike number 1. It's 0-1. The 0-1 is grounded. Great play made at first base. And the force out at second made. What a job by Bush today. Michael Bush. Absolutely incredible defense at first today. Saved a few hits over the course of this game. And the final hope for the Cardinals, down 8-0, is Pedro Pajes. So 2 outs with the man on first. The pitch to Pajes. He's in there for strike number 1. 94-mile-an-hour fastball. It's 0-1. You got to get up there and take a serious at-bat here. The 0-1 pitch. In there for strike number 2 with a fastball up and away. So Hodge just trying to attack the zone. It's the right strategy when you're up by 8. The Cardinals have no walks all game today. The 0-2 pitch to Pajes. Fastball fouled back, still 0-2. Crowd is on their feet. Some Cubs fans making noise in St. Louis. A really big showing from their fan base. The 0-2 pitch, outside 1-2. This rivalry always draws out some big crowds. Final out of the game, waiting to happen. But Pedro Pajes could also reach and extend this potential rally. The 1-2 from Hodge. Ground ball, right-hand side. Bush once again flips it to Hodge, and the Cubs win it 8-0. Everything went right for them today. A lot of homers. Let's go ahead and read it off. Home runs by Happ, McGuire, Tucker. Oh, I guess that's it. But Bush had a great game. Crow Armstrong. Horner got a hit. Tucker had 5 total bases. Just an offensive onslaught by the Cubs, and the Cardinals could not answer. A lot of good plays in the field by the Cubs as well. And some bad luck on the back half by the Cardinals as well. Kept them way out of the game. So hopefully the Cardinals can win the series tomorrow